Recording in progress.
Yes. Okay, now it should let me in on my phone. Oh, I gotta let myself in. Okay. Oh. I'm trying to make it. There we go. I got it to turn. How do I? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, paper right now.
Recording in progress.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Hello. Yeah, they can see me on. They can see me on here. This is facing here. Do you want to look? It shows it in the corner. Yeah, you can talk. It's okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, some of y'all were just in Miss Linda's program too, and now she's here with me doing this
Is
program.
that Carter?
Yeah, let's see. We've
Carter.
got Carter. I know Carter was in that meeting just now. Who else? Was Thomas in your meeting just now too?
Yes.
If it's the same Thomas, it probably is.
I'm looking to see.
Yeah.
I think it is. Hi, Thomas.
It's good to see all of y'all. So does everybody have the printables that you needed for this activity? Does everybody want to show me one of their printables? Do y'all have this stuff? You should have this. You should have tangrams. It looks like Johnny and Journey have them. Great. Awesome. Okay.
Hi, Johnny.
We'll give everybody a minute to get in because we do have, I think, a few more people. Santiago's got his templates. That's great. Looks like the quads are joining us now. Carter's got a back to school list. Let's see. So we'll give everybody about 2 more minutes to get into the meeting and then we'll get started. But I guess, Miss Linda, you can go ahead and give them the first instruction. That way they can just kind of start
Okay.
and we can fill people in as they join.
Okay, hey,
So what are we
everybody.
doing first, Miss Linda?
We are going to make tangrams. How many of you know tangrams? Have you done them at school? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about a tangram, what they are. Okay, they're very specific. You see the picture here?
I'm going to move it so that they can.
Okay. Here, so a tangram is a Chinese geometric puzzle, so geometry, and it is a square, and you can see that it's a perfect square cut into 7 pieces, and the pieces are very specific, okay? They usually have 2 large triangles, 1 medium triangle. So there's the 2 large, there's a medium. They have 2 small triangles, 1 and 2. They have a little square and they have a parallelogram, always 7 pieces. Okay. And from that, you can make many, many, many different animal shapes, different designs. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So this one of the things we're going to be doing. So what you can begin to do on your blank tangram form, you can start coloring the squares, the parallelogram. I colored mine different colors. I've got a blue. Let's see, can you see that?
No, you can.
A blue. I've got a green triangle. I colored them in solid colors because we don't want to spend a whole lot of time coloring. So you can go ahead and color your squares and then you'll want to cut them out and then we will make a shape together in a little bit. Okay.
All right, guys. So based on Miss Linda's instructions, I am grabbing some colors. I've got crayons. Y'all can use markers. You can use colored pencils or whatever you've got around.
Yeah, I really prefer to color with crayons. I use markers because they were handy, so I went ahead and colored. But you know, markers, you kind of have to go in one line if you're going to make it look good.
Yeah, with crayons, I like to kind of do a little outline first around what I'm coloring in. That way, that makes it easier for me to stay in the lines. Y'all don't have to do this the way I'm doing this at all. You can pick different colors. But if you are using crayons, that's just my little tip, is to kind of color a little outline first.
So we're going to give you a few minutes to color and then cut out your shapes. Is that correct, Miss Camille?
That is correct. So we'll just give y'all a moment to do that. I'm part of the reason that I am doing this is to kind of gauge our time, because I assume I'm probably not much more of a fast colorer than y'all are. So I'm assuming that once I'm done coloring, y'all will probably be about done too.
I know in our story programs, when we were in person, we have tangram shapes and we have little cards, and the kids can practice doing different shapes. They can actually lay the pieces on the card and fit them into the shapes, because it's harder. It's a little harder than you think. It looks very simple, but it's really good for your eye-hand coordination. And does anybody have Osmo at home? Let me see. I don't think so. No. Osmo has a cool tangram program, and it's on your computer.
I do.
Oh, you do? Do you have the tangrams?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever play them? Do you ever do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is it easy or is it hard?
Kind of easy sometimes and hard sometimes.
Exactly. And some of the shapes, we're going to show you a couple patterns. Sometimes the patterns are all very specific in their shapes, which is easier. And then sometimes it's just kind of a big shape, and you have to figure out which piece goes where. So it's kind of
So I just let a couple people in from the waiting room. So just to let y'all know what you need to do. Right now, we have just gotten out our sheet with the tangrams on it. It just says tangrams right at the top. Y'all can hopefully see in the window that I've got spotlighted right now. And we're just coloring it, and you can use markers, you can use colored pencils, you can use whatever you've got around. I'm using crayons. And there's not a specific way you have to color it. Just color each shape a different solid color.
right.
Any colors you want to do.
And if you missed the introduction, tangrams are Chinese 7-piece puzzles, always 7 pieces, and always the shapes, triangles, squares, and a parallelogram. I don't know about you, Miss Camille. Are you a puzzler? Do you like puzzles?
I am not very good at puzzles, actually. For those of y'all that don't know, I work at the Shotwell Library, and we have a lot of puzzles. We just always keep them around because we have a lot of kids that come to the Shotwell Library. And the last time I was doing a puzzle with the kids, they were just so much faster than I was. I could not figure out what I was doing.
I think puzzles can be really relaxing. And I like it at the main library. I know they leave out a puzzle, and we've done it here in the adult program room. When we were in person, we would leave out one puzzle, and then anybody that came through could sit and just work the puzzle until they got tired of it, until you'd get the whole thing made. And we have to put a note that said, please don't take it apart. Just, we're adding on, because some of the puzzles are 1,000 pieces.
Oh my goodness.
And it takes a lot of patience. And then I would hate to break it all down after all that work,
When I was in elementary school, I used to take piano lessons, and my piano teacher would sometimes the lesson before yours would run a little bit long. So you'd just be sitting there waiting, and she would always leave a huge, like really difficult puzzle out that you could work on while you were waiting. And she had all of the puzzles framed around her house because she would glue all of them together once we would finish one.
And that's cool. I
Yeah, it
know.
was a cool idea.
And some of these puzzles are absolutely beautiful. They're beautiful pictures when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm bigger on like 3D puzzles, I think, because then I feel like I have an easier time looking at it and thinking where the pieces need to go. When it's just flat and it's a picture, I have a harder time.
they're all working really hard. I can see.
Oh,
Good for you.
Santiago, do you have a question?
Well, I want to say that I have this game console and it has I Spy. And they have little mini games on there too. And so they have tanagrams.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you do. I was gonna ask when we were talking about Osmo a minute ago if anybody had any game that did tangrams, even if it wasn't an Osmo one, because I know there's lots of different ones.
And, puzzles, some people they just love to sit and figure out puzzles, I guess those are the people that go and they get jobs like investigators and things where they've got to put clues together. And then people like me don't have a whole lot of patience, but I can work on it slowly. If I had a place where I can leave it out and come back to it, I was never very good at fishing because I just can't sit quiet for a real long time, which you need to do.
Yeah.
So once you finish coloring, I can cut it out if you want to move into the next thing, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, I forgot to do the other thing before we started.
Well,
You're
I'll
right.
tell you what, while you're coloring, I'm gonna finish coloring what Miss Camille started, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut. You can keep working and just listen to what she's gonna tell you,
Yeah.
and I'll cut this out, okay?
Okay, so guys, we did have something with glue that's going to need to dry before we can finish it. So if everybody would, just for the time being, put down your markers, put down your colors. Let's pause coloring the tangrams for the moment, and we need to do something really quick, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, so everybody put aside your tangrams for now. Get out this sheet. Can y'all see what I'm talking about? You need your yellow, blue, and green sheet. It needs to be the colored one, not the blank one. Do y'all have that out? Okay, Journey says she can't hear me. Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, Journey. I'm not sure what's going on.
Do you have your volume up?
Yeah, everybody else is able to hear me. I'm not muted. Let's see, Thomas, do you have a question?
I tried to print mine, but this is what it looks like.
Oh no. Okay. Well, it does. We'll try to figure yours out. It needs to be in color for the instructions. But everybody who's got it in color, go ahead and get that out. Has everybody put their coloring to the side for now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut out this side. Okay, the one that's just the solid yellow, blue, and green. We're gonna cut that
Excuse
one
me?
out. Okay. Yes.
Whenever I was coloring my tanagrams, I put it over the sheet, and the marker went through onto my paper.
Oh, it got wet?
Yeah.
Oh, huh. What kind of markers were you using?
I don't know. Anna's. I just used her from her little Toy Story coloring thing.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll probably still be fine. I think they'll still work like that. Okay, but everybody should be cutting out this shape like you see right here. This part at the end, you're gonna cut here and here. So you've got that kind of fishtail shape on the end. Yeah, that's right here. Okay, does everybody see what I'm doing here? Give me a thumbs up when you've got this cut out. Okay, it looks like Johnny's got his tangrams. We should be cutting out our yellow, green, and blue
Johnny, can you see
shape
what
right
Miss
now.
Camille has?
Yeah, we're pausing the okay, it looks like his mom's cutting that one out. Perfect. It needs to be this one. It needs to be the one that's got the yellow, blue, and green. Okay, perfect. Jaden's got his cut out and it looks good. Thank you, Jaden. Okay, so those of y'all that have got it cut out, next you're gonna fold it in half. Make sure the colored sides are out. And you want want to line it up really, really well so that that line down the middle is where the fold is. You see, so it's going to look like this once you get it folded. So I'll open that back up and show it one more time. So I had this, I folded it down the middle. I made sure it's lined up very, very well. So as you can see on the side where the black line is where I've got that fold. So y'all can just give me a thumbs up when you've got it folded. Okay, Santiago's got his folded. Thank you. Okay, Jaden, you're gonna fold it in half long ways right down the middle. Okay, it looks like you got it folded. Good job. Okay, I think Santiago's got his folded too. And now we just need to glue it like that. So open it back up, put some glue on the inside. I'm just putting it all over one side of the fold. I always get this kind of extra goo around the edge of my glue stick, so I'm trying to wipe that off so it's not so messy. Okay, so I've got plenty of glue right here, and now I'm just going to fold that back down like I had it. And then basically, while Miss Linda shows us the rest of what we're doing with the tangrams, we're just going to let this glue dry because we need it pretty dry before we can move on to the next part. And everybody who's finished folding this and gluing it can go back to coloring and cutting out your tangrams, but make sure it looks like this first. Make sure it's glued down before you go back to your tangrams.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the tangrams that Miss Camille colored. And y'all cut out your 7 shapes also. So
Yeah,
can
I'm
you
gonna leave this over here so y'all can see it, but does everybody have your little strip of paper glued down now?
hold it up so Miss Camille can see.
I haven't finished coloring mine.
Okay, keep
Okay.
coloring. We're talking about
Yeah.
this.
Was that Santiago?
Yes.
Did you do this one, Santiago?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, then you can finish coloring your tangrams. Journey's got hers as well. Looks good.
Perfect.
I think Thomas has got his too. Looks like Johnny's. Okay. Is that the one that's the different colors, Johnny? Yeah, okay. Maybe the camera's just not showing it.
Okay, if this is finished and it's drying, because that's what we want it to do,
Mhm.
then go back to your tangrams, make sure they're colored, and we're just gonna cut out the shapes, okay? So I'm gonna cut mine out, y'all cut out yours. We'll give you a minute or two to do that. Just cutting on the dark lines. And when I'm done, I'll have 7 geometric shapes.
I think I did a decently neat job of coloring.
I think you did too. And I like that they're different colors because it's easier to see what you're doing when you go to put the puzzle together.
Yes. Yeah, I tried to make sure my colors weren't too similar. Like I was thinking about using red, but then I looked at that orange triangle and I thought, is it going to be the same color?
Right.
But it
So-
ended up being this pink color, actually. It ended up being kind of a dark pink. Sometimes you don't really know what crayons are going to look like when you color with them.
No, and I don't really like coloring with markers. I just like outlining with markers.
Yeah.
But that's what I had when I was coloring. So, okay. So here are 2 small triangles, 1 parallelogram, 1 square, a medium triangle, and 2 large triangles. I think they can see them, right?
Yeah, they can see them.
Okay. So when you've got all of that done, give us a thumbs up, okay? And we know that it's going to take you a little bit of time, so no problem. So do you know what kind of math this is? We call it geometry. It's
Very
geometry.
good. Yeah, we're
That's
doing,
right.
yeah, that's basically, both of the crafts that we're doing today are geometry. They're math with shapes, which is my favorite kind of math personally. I'm not super good at algebra, but I've always been good at geometry.
And for sure, they learn about triangles, angles, and obtuse triangles and
Acute
acute
triangles.
triangles. Yes, in like 4th and 5th grade. I do remember that. And all the different shapes, octagons, but those aren't in the tangram family. Triangles, squares, and a parallelogram. So when you got it, just give us a thumbs up and then we'll move on and we'll make one of our shapes.
I still see markers moving,
Yeah.
hard at work coloring. I saw some that looked pretty much colored, like Thomas's, I think, are mostly colored. Looks like Jaden's got his colored, looks like he's cutting very carefully.
Johnny is just working away over there.
Mhm.
You
Okay,
got
Johnny's
it?
got his cut out,
Yay,
great.
okay.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
You can go ahead and just play around and try to make a shape while you're waiting.
Oh, yeah. Y'all can, here, I'll kind of do, y'all don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just doing this to demonstrate while y'all are waiting. But let's see.
What kind of animal can Miss Camille make?
And so rules to this, Miss Linda, I shouldn't overlap them, right? Shouldn't they
No,
just?
they just have to abut with each other, like
Okay.
side to sides, tip to tip, but they don't overlap. No.
I think I want to try to make it look like a cow.
Oh. Oh, that would be cool. I'm sure there is a cow in the tangram world.
Yeah, I probably.
What about
This
duck?
is a shame.
It looks
I
like
wish
a
this was
duck.
going the other way. What was that?
It looks like a duck at first.
I should have kept it the way
Well-
it was, and I should have just done a duck.
And if you buy tangrams, a lot of times they're translucent. You can see through them. So this is this way. It's only colored on one side, but if it were translucent, you could turn it the other way and use it that way. And it does make a difference. I'll show you in my cat why when we make our cat. We're going to make a cat.
I'm having a hard time getting this back to the way I had it before.
See, it's
Oh my goodness, it's kind of hard. Okay, yeah, I think that's, well, maybe that might be the way that I had it before. Because I had the body, I thought that it kind of looks like a cow. And now I've messed it up.
and the square looks like a head.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe here, I'm going to take a different tack. Sometimes when I do stuff like this, I'll just kind of put things together and see how it ends up looking. And then whatever it ends up looking like, I can say, oh yeah, I did that on purpose. I meant for it to look like
You know
that.
what would be hard would be to get it back to its original square
Ooh,
would be
let me
hard
try
to
that.
do.
Let me try that.
without looking at the
Good call, Miss
original.
Linda. I'm not
Your-
gonna look.
I hit it, so she can't look.
Okay, I have a challenge to complete. I'm gonna try and get this looking like the square it was before. I don't even know where this other triangle went. Was it like, no, I don't think it was like that.
You know what it
Actually-
reminds me of? A Rubik's Cube.
Oh my
Where you
gosh,
try
yeah.
to get everything
Oh my
lined up the way it was. It's really hard.
God.
Once you've taken it,
I know this was kind of,
Oh my God.
I don't think it was like this. I think I'm wrong.
Oh no.
This is a real head scratcher. If anybody's doing this same challenge and is beating me to it, let me know, because I'm having a hard time. Well, because I'm just thinking of how it didn't look very big on the paper,
Mm-mm.
but I'm assuming it was something kind of like this.
Is there anybody that's still cutting out their tangram?
Okay, Journey, I think is still
Okay,
coloring.
we'll wait for you, Journey.
Yeah, we'll give
Another
Journey another
minute.
minutes.
There would be people that would sit forever and figure this out.
What are
but
we doing?
I guess engineers,
Well, right now I'm just killing time while y'all are finishing coloring, and I am trying to put my tangrams back in their original square shape, and it's really hard.
so if you're done with your coloring and you're cutting out, you can just play with it and see what shapes you can make. We're gonna do one together once everybody, now that almost looks like it.
I know it's so
But then
close.
where does the parallelogram
but
go?
it's the parallelogram is driving me
The
nuts.
parallelogram is the monkey in the works, I think.
Yeah, it's giving me a very hard time. Well, no, because I was thinking these might go together, but I don't actually think that
I
they
don't
do.
think they do.
Do they go like this, maybe?
Don't ask me. I have to look at a picture. I always have to see a picture when I'm drawing things. I have to see it.
Maybe it's like that, but I think, nope, that's just the same thing it started out as. See, I was saying like, oh, I'm good at geometry, and now look at me. I'm eating my words. Oh my goodness.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge to make the square.
Try to make the outside first.
Make the outside first. Yeah, with most puzzles, that's certainly the move, is to just try to make the edge of it, the outside edges first.
You know what? Now, could that oh, that looks like it. I think the parallelogram does butt up to maybe the triangles like that.
Yeah, I see, this feels right to me, but I just don't know where it
But
goes.
Then you've got a square that you've got to fit
Flip
in.
it.
Yeah. Which one should I flip? I did this when I
yellow.
flip the yellow.
Yes, ma'am.
Where should I flip the yellow? Because if I flip it, well, I
Move
can't
it
flip
up.
it over.
Move it up.
Move it up. Journey is seeing things I can't see.
I think it's a good thing our lives don't depend on us putting this puzzle back
I know,
together.
yeah, I would, or like if this were an escape room, I would be out of luck.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Okay, are we done coloring and cutting out yet, you guys?
Give us a thumbs up if you're done, so we know. Journey, are you done?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we got to finish cutting out before we can move on. We
Why
might
don't you
be
put the
distracting
two? Why
everybody
don't you
with what we're
put the?
doing.
Why don't you put the two tips of the giant triangles together and try to figure out the rest?
I like your thinking, Carter.
Hmm,
I can't remember if that's the way it was on the sheet,
That
but
might be a good solution. Like if you put this here, would then you make your square, would your square fit in? No.
actually, yeah, I think it just about does. Yeah.
But then we
Yeah,
still
but
have
then
that.
well, okay, this is so annoying because it's Carter, like this was such a good instinct on your part. It's so close to
But
doing it
We
right.
have that parallelogram.
Yeah, everything is sticking together, but this
Would that-
doesn't fit
could
anywhere.
this go like, no?
Yeah, that still doesn't work. Yeah, that was a very good idea, Carter, but unfortunately it's just not quite. That's how these puzzles are. Like you think you see a way in and then it just doesn't work. Maybe like this. This seems even harder.
Yeah.
I'm actually in my brain, I'm trying to remember what the paper looked like, which I don't think is really helping very much.
Somehow the parallelogram and the triangle must,
I think they do fit together at some point, but I also think it's not where I think it is. If that makes sense.
let's see, now here we could fit a triangle.
Yeah, but we only have two
And then-
triangles. And
Oh
then
my
this
gosh.
only fits if I can cut it in half, which I can't.
Oh,
Um,
it is- I could show you the picture.
No, you won't show me the picture.
We could cheat.
We're not cheating. We will have integrity with these tangrams. Was it this maybe? Oh, wait, we do. I think we need to go ahead and start doing
Okay.
shapes. Maybe do like a few of them.
Y'all, I'm gonna show you a pattern, okay? And I believe Miss Camille is gonna send you these.
Yes, so
afterwards.
these, Miss Linda's gonna show y'all a bunch of these. We're gonna try a couple of them because we need time to do our other craft.
So-
But if you are not quite done, if you need another minute, don't worry. For one thing, I'm recording this and I'm gonna send your parents the recording once we're done. And also I'm going to send out a big attachment with a bunch of patterns like these that y'all can use. So if you fall behind a little bit, don't worry, just keep up as best you can.
So can they see the scaredy
Yeah,
cat?
can y'all see the scaredy cat on the screen? Yeah, okay, I see some thumbs ups
So,
and nods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the 7 shapes. And I'm gonna leave it up on the screen and we're gonna try to recreate this kitty cat. Now, I might not be able to show that and the cat.
Well, there's actually a lot more room than you think on,
So they can see this?
yes, I'm gonna put this near the top, and if I put it here, they can still see it and you can put it together
Okay.
under.
So we're gonna
underneath.
start with the ears, and I think my fingers don't want to pick up these pieces, but that looks like that ear.
I'm gonna bring it up a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm gonna bring it up here.
And that looks like this ear. And then I'm gonna fit the square in there. So when you can see each piece, it makes it easier, but a lot of patterns don't have the lines in between.
Y'all okay?
Yeah.
Heard a noise.
Wait a sec. I think I know how to make the square, but I only have like I think my mom printed out the picture too big, but I only have like a small, I have a fraction of what it looks like. Look.
Well,
Figured
it's
it out.
good, even if the pieces are
Oh,
bigger.
yeah,
What
well,
happened?
it
Oh,
printed,
You
it
didn't get,
printed
you
wrong.
didn't get your 7 pieces.
Sorry, Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have
That's
to print
fine.
that
You can
out
use this
later.
as a little hint.
I figured the scaredy cat out.
You
You got the
did?
scaredy cat, Santiago?
You're better than me, Santiago.
Awesome.
I'm still looking at it. So
Yeah, it takes a little time.
there's part of the body and part of his leg. And then I'm taking the medium triangle and I'm gonna fit it in here.
Yeah, I think you got that right.
And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of turn it so it looks a little bit more cat-like.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot this over because I can't
Okay.
quite see the whole thing.
Okay, and he attaches here. Now, remember I told you, real tangrams, if you like buy them in a store, they're translucent, which means they're the same color on both sides. The picture, you can put the tail any way you want. It looks like a tail. But in the
Oh,
picture,
it's the other way.
you really have to use the back side of it and turn it if you want to make it exactly like the picture shows.
Yeah, and
Okay.
y'all can turn these over. When I was trying to make it look like they originally did before we cut it out, I couldn't have because it would have changed it. But for making these patterns, y'all can use the other side. So y'all can later you can color both sides. Maybe not now because we've got to do something else pretty soon. But
Yeah.
I think we have time for one more tangram.
Okay,
shape.
so I'm gonna take these off of here. I'm gonna show you a different shape. Let me see if I have the ones without the lines. And they're not all animals. I see a mountain climber. Okay, all right, I'll have trouble with this one. This is an anteater. Can they see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can see right
now
here.
do you see? Yes, I can see. Okay, no lines. It has no lines, okay? It just shows you the outline.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing this is the parallelogram for his head.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick that, I'm gonna try to match it. It looks like that's kind of how the head goes. Might have to change it. This looks like a large triangle, but you know what? Is there another large triangle? I see a large triangle here. I'm gonna have to move this down. But then I see a little triangle for the tail. But then where does my really large triangle go? Wait, can they still see this?
Yes.
All right, put the tail there, put it here. Where does the big triangle go? Does it go?
Maybe it
like,
Oh, I think I see it. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
really? But
So,
then where does this,
oh,
where
oh,
does the
I,
square
I
go?
think I get it. I think it's, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that it's this and then the square goes here.
The square just seems
Is
too
that the,
big. I guess we
oh,
could move
oh
this
yeah,
out of the
no,
way.
it works if everything lines, yeah.
Okay,
And then a triangle
now wait a
for
minute. That's his
under
tail.
here.
We need
Oh,
a
sorry.
Don't take his tail away.
I took his tail.
But he needs one more leg, so that one would go,
I think you have to turn that
I have to
over.
turn this one the opposite way. And there's my anteater. But it's not so easy, is it? You have to really
Yeah.
look. So Miss Camille's gonna send you these patterns and you can play with your tangrams when we're done.
Yeah, if
okay?
y'all haven't been able to keep up with every single step, no worries, because like I said, you'll get the recording and you'll also get a big packet with all of these shapes that you can copy. I just wanted to only send y'all what you absolutely needed to print out for today, just so as not to waste your printer ink if y'all were printing at home. But next, here, I'm working on something at the
Okay,
moment,
I'm
but
gonna move this out of the camera because we're moving on to the next
yeah.
fun project.
Okay, guys, so let me show you what we're gonna make. Everybody get this thing that we made out and have that nearby, and I'm gonna show y'all what we're gonna turn this into, okay? Is everybody looking? Everybody watch. Okay, so look at what I've got in my hand. This is called a flexagon, and it's, what color is it on this side?
Green, blue, and yellow.
Okay, the main color we're looking at is green. Now, what's the main color on this side?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow. And now, okay, so green, yellow, right? But if I do
I know that.
this,
I think
Oh,
I know
that's
that.
cool.
What
I
color
seen
is it
that
now?
before.
what's the main
Blue.
color now?
Blue.
Blue.
I
Yeah,
seen that
so
before.
yeah, so this is a flexagon. They're really cool. And there's actually a lot of different ways you can make these. You can make it with more than 3 colors. You can make it with 6 colors, but that's a lot harder. So I thought I would start y'all out with this one today that's not quite as hard. And so this is what we're going to be learning how to make next. But how do y'all think that works? That there's a 3rd color in there that pops out whenever you move it?
I don't even see that color on here.
Because
Well-
you have to keep folding it.
It's this blue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The blue, yeah, you just unfold it. When you fold it around, it'll make a little bit more sense after you make it basically, but you've got to flex it in, you got to pull it out and that new color will appear. Okay, so we're going to make this. Everybody grab this and let me grab my instructions so I can
That
make
is
sure I'm telling y'all the
so
right
fun.
thing.
I have never seen those.
Okay, everybody, I need y'all to be looking at your little strip of paper. So it needs to look exactly like this in front of you, okay? So look how I've got the green triangle on my left. I've got a blue triangle on my right, okay? Everybody give me a thumbs up when you've got it looking like this. Yeah, okay. So the very first thing that we need to do is make sure that each one of these black lines is folded, and you don't have to fold all of them a particular way. Just make sure that each one is folded once. So to do this first one, I'm going to fold that across. I'm going to pinch this edge to crease it, and then I'm going to unfold it. And then I'm going to do the next one. So I just fold it over. I crease it.
Kind of like an accordion.
And then I unfold it, kind of, but you're not going to keep folding it on itself. You're going to unfold it each time. So we just need one fold in each little black line, because this is what's going to make it easier for us to flex it when we get to that. This one's a little bit trickier than the tangrams, so I'm glad y'all are paying good attention. I actually had to figure out how to make this just from written instructions online. And I was trying to make it and I couldn't get it to work. And I had to look up a video. So I thought showing y'all would be a good way to teach this.
I got this book from the library,
Oh, neat. What is that, Journey?
and it tells you how to make a flexagon.
Oh,
my
very
gosh.
cool. That's probably got some of the really complicated ones in it too. You can have a lot of fun with that. This is the hardest one that I have figured out how to make, but you'll have to teach me some cool flexagons, Journey. I'd love to know how that goes. All right, so I've only got a couple more left that I've got to fold. And it's got to be right on those lines.
Yeah, she's really making creases.
Yeah.
Really making them sharp so that they'll bend easier.
Yes, I'm pressing down really hard on each one, and then I'm going to turn it back the way I had it before. So I've got my green triangle on one side and my blue triangle on the other. And I'll wait until y'all give me a thumbs up to let me know that you've made all your creases. Thomas, did you have a question?
Do it without no color.
Oh, the colors. Okay, Thomas, just make sure that you're on the side that does not have the little stars. And make sure that it's kind of like this, where one triangle is pointing up on the left end and the triangle on the far right is pointing down. I am going to give some of the instructions based on the color, so it might be a little bit hard, but you can ask me and I'll try to clarify. Okay, so I saw Santiago gave me a thumbs up. Is everybody else about done doing all of your little folds? Okay, I see some thumbs up, so I'm going to go on to the next thing. So now pick it up, make sure you're holding it in your hand with, like I said, green on the left, blue on the right, or triangle facing up on the left, triangle facing down on the right. And you're going to fold on the line between the yellow and the blue triangle. So Thomas, for you, you're just going to count 1, 2, 3. And on that line here, you're going to fold back. Okay. So fold that back and it's going to look like this. You're going to have 4 yellow triangles all in one area.
Looks a little bit like a J. right
Yeah,
now.
it does look like a J. So I went from if you need to see that again, go ahead and look. I went from this to this. I folded the blue back. Okay, so Journey, I see you're holding yours. You're going to take this fold here. You see there's yellow on one side, blue on the other side. And you're going to fold it back. There you go. Looks right. Good job. Okay, Jaden's got his ready. Okay, I'll go ahead and say the next one. The next one, let me make sure I'm getting this right. The next one, I believe, is to fold, yes, this blue triangle back. Okay, so there you've got another mark between the yellow and blue. You're going to fold the blue back. So you've got 5 yellow triangles in a row. Y'all get that? Good. Looks good.
They're
Okay.
good listeners.
Yeah, y'all are doing very well. Okay, now, and this is the last thing before we can glue it. Was there a question?
Yes, I don't really see the pattern. Where do I supposed to do it?
Okay, so where are you at, Santiago? Do you just have the strip right now?
I've already got the yellow back.
Okay, let me go back to where I was. Where was I? Now I've lost my place.
Go back that way.
I went back this way and then I go back that way. Yeah, so if you've got this right now, Santiago, you're going to fold this back.
The green goes back.
Okay,
backward.
got it.
Good.
Alright.
Okay. And now you see this blue triangle that right behind it is a yellow. We want all of those yellows together. So we're going to put the blue behind. So it's going to look like this. Okay. So a second ago, I had this blue up here. I just pulled it around.
Yeah, I can get this right. Let me go tell my mom to help me.
It's pretty
Okay.
tricky.
Yeah, it is kind of tricky. It's just hard to watch. So if y'all want to do this, try to hold it exactly how I'm holding it, okay? So put your thumb on this yellow triangle kind of across from the green, and then put your other thumb on this side. If y'all can get your hands looking exactly like mine do, then you can get it. Good. Now put the blue behind the yellow. I think Jaden's about got it. Okay, Jaden, you're just taking that blue and you're putting it, but actually, I think for some of y'all, it might be a green triangle. Just make sure that all of your yellow triangles are together. So if you have one, if you have a flap here, there you go. Jaden's got it. Okay, good. And then when you turn that over, you're gonna have your two little stars together, and you're gonna fold this down and you're gonna glue that, okay? Yeah, good job. Yeah, Jaden's got it exactly right. So I'm gonna take my glue and I'm gonna make sure you only glue them together if it's two pieces with stars on them. Okay? So I glued that together and now I'm seeing if I can get it to flex, which I'll explain also. To move it around, I'll wait until anybody's at that step.
So cool looking.
Do y'all have this? Jaden's got it. Does anybody else have it? Yeah? Okay. So to flex it, you're gonna, oh, what was that?
Yeah, my mom's busy and I don't really quite understand it.
Okay, well, I'm
And-
gonna explain it one more time. I will do it again in just a second, but first I'm gonna explain how to fold it so you can open it again, okay? So those of y'all that have gotten it looking like this, you're gonna wanna put 3 corners together to get it to flex. So y'all can kind of see how I'm doing that. I'm taking 3 opposite corners and I'm pushing them together. So it kind of looks like this from the sides. And then when you do that, you start to see the other color come through on the top. But the hard thing about this is there's only one combination of 3 corners for each side that'll work. So for instance, let me see if I can do it kind of backwards. If I push in these 3 sides, it's not going to open. You see, you can't see that color coming through. So I have to go back to the other 3 sides and then I can open it. Okay, so if that's hard for you, just honestly, if you just mess with it for a while, you should be able to figure it out. But for now, I'm going to go back to this so I can help Santiago figure it out. Okay, Santiago, do you have it in front of you so that the green triangle is on your left and the blue is on your right?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
now take these 2 right here, get your left thumb on a yellow triangle and
Okay.
get your right thumb on a blue one and fold back.
okay.
Does it look like this?
Yes.
Okay. Now you see this is also yellow and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Fold that blue one back as well.
Okay.
And now take this green and just push it back behind the yellow.
Okay, now I've got it.
Perfect. I knew you could do it. Okay, and then turn it over. And this is the last thing. You're gonna fold down this part and glue it.
Okay, let me get my glue.
Okay, I have done that now a couple of times. Does anybody else need to see it again? Because I have one more that I can do it with. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Jaden's got it. Or is very close. Did you get it so you can see all 3 colors, Jaden? I think you did. That's awesome. Okay, so those of y'all that have gotten to this, like I said, to get it to flex, press together 3 corners. So you might want to take one of your fingers kind of underneath it and push up the middle. I find that that helps a little bit. And fold it under or down really, so it looks like that. And then you can pull it out. So you've just got to play with it a little bit until you can figure out how to make it flex. How's everybody else doing? I'm just playing with mine now. So I gave y'all also this one. Y'all also have this one that's really cool colors. I'm gonna send y'all the website where I found the instructions for this. But again, you have, you know, you're gonna have this recording too that you can rewatch if you want to make more of these. They're really fun, and it's fun to do like different colors and different patterns because they look really cool when you play with them. So I'm gonna send all of that so that y'all can do it. But while I have y'all, is anybody else not getting it, or do you need to see it again? Do you have a question, Santiago?
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to the part where you fold it.
Oh, where you fold it up so you can move it?
Yeah,
So all you do for that is you want to push 3 corners together. So I'll show you what that looks like from the other side. I'm pushing these 3 together because it's got 6 edges, right? Can anybody tell me what kind of shape this is? What shape has 6 sides?
hexagon.
Hexagon. That's right. So you can also call this a hexaflexagon because it's 6 sides. So since there are 6 sides, you can always find 3 opposite sides. So the way I'm looking at it now, this side, and this side are opposite sides. And if I push them together, I can open it back up. But like I was saying a minute ago, with these, there's only one combination of 3 corners that works for each side. So you just have to, if you try one and it doesn't work, unfold it and try another 3 corners and it'll work for you. It seems really hard, but it's really fun once you figure it out.
I love the patterned one.
I know the patterned one. Oh, so the patterned one I've made a couple of now, and it's very fun.
And that's their other
Yeah.
other template.
Y'all have this one. Y'all also have ones that you can color yourself. That's what the black and white ones are.
So they could make their own designs. That would
Yeah.
look really cool.
If you want it to be, I mean, you could make the patterns whatever you wanted. You like, if it doesn't matter to you that it be a completely different looking side that comes out each time, you can color it however you want. But y'all can kind of see how the pattern needs to go. So you've got kind of yellows together, blues together, greens together, yellows together, and the bottom is like that too. And I think the website that that I'm going to send y'all actually has ways that you can number it so you can remember which pattern you're supposed to do on each triangle. Some people just have this memorized, and I don't understand that. That seems hard. Well, this is like a whole thing. Like, Journey's got that whole book about it. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. This is the easiest way, but they can get really, really complicated. And some people can actually do them they can just make it with a strip of paper. Which is wild to me.
It's just like origami, people that figure out how to fold paper into these very intricate designs. And that's, and I think it's very relaxing. I mean, I just think it's
Yes.
really fun to watch you do. I like the one with the patterns a lot.
I learned how to do this just a few days ago, and I kept picking it up off my desk and playing with it.
It's just relaxing.
Yeah. It was funny actually, because when it took me so long to figure out how to make it, that after I made it, somebody else came in and was like, "Oh, what are you doing? Can I see it?" And I handed it to them and I was like, "Don't break it." It took me so long. But yeah, y'all have got it. Y'all have got some cool looking flexagons now, and y'all can try to make the even harder ones if y'all want to look around for those. Like I said, this one's called a hexaflexagon. I think there's like a hexaflexagon. It's got like 3 other sides in
How do they do
addition.
that? Just bigger.
So
bigger
it looks like this. Oh, the screen went dark because it's telling me my battery's low. It looks like this, except it's got 2 more rows
Oh,
on the
wow.
bottom. Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know who invents these things.
Um,
That kind of a mind to figure out these patterns.
I watched a video that told me the name, and I can't remember the name of the person that actually first invented them, but apparently is Richard Feynman is his name, right? The physicist. He was really into them too, apparently, which is really interesting to me. Anyway, guys, does anybody have any last questions before we let y'all go? No, I'm just hearing silence and maybe some movement of paper.
I just think that is the most fun. And you did such a good job explaining it because it's hard.
It is hard. Yeah, it's best if you can see it a few different times. So that's why, like, I cut, 3 different, I actually cut 4 different strips so that I could do it a few times for y'all so that you could see. But yeah, like I said, you'll be able to watch the recording if you need to watch it again to understand it. I'm going to be sending the Tangram things that y'all can do at home, and you can work off of those. And yeah, if anybody figures out how to make one of the even more complicated flexagons, tell me and I will have you teach me because I want to know.
Wouldn't that be cool to
It'd be
see?
really
I'd like to
fun.
see the 9 one or the hexagon.
Yeah, that one's got 6
Hexa,
sides, I
hexa,
think.
flexagon.
Yeah.
And everybody, our new guide will come out sometime in August. We've turned in all of our programs. We're gonna have some in-person programs. So be looking for it, okay?
Yeah, and back to school bash is this Saturday at 11 a.m. on Facebook. We have kits for that at every program or at every library, and there's no reservation required. So you can just go grab one at your most convenient branch.
And it does have some really cool things in it.
Yeah, the activities are going to be really fun. So y'all should definitely watch that one. It's just going to be a Facebook video. So yeah, thank y'all for coming to Math Crafts. And I'll see, I see a lot of y'all at my program. So I'll see y'all at the next one, I'm sure.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.